Hey guys, what's going on? Spartiosh here. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the iPad 3 to the iPad Air 2. If anybody is planning on upgrading from an iPad 3 to an iPad Air 2, this video should hopefully show you how big the difference between the two is. Before I get into performance, I'm going to quickly look at the physical differences between the two devices. While it isn't big, the iPad Air 2 and the iPad Air 3 have different volume buttons, and the iPad Air 2 even lacks a mute control. They also have different power buttons as well as different ports for charging, as well as speaker layouts. The iPad Air 2 also has much thinner bezels when compared to the iPad 3, as well as a Touch ID home button, which the iPad 3 doesn't have. In terms of specs, the iPad Air 2 is powered by the Apple A8X, which is a tri-core CPU clocked at 1.5 GHz. The iPad Air 2 also has 2 GB of RAM. On the other hand, the iPad 3 is powered by the dual-core 1 GHz A5X backed with 1 GB of RAM. When it comes to any sort of performance, it's very clear that the numbers make a very big difference. The iPad Air 2 is just so much faster. To show you the difference, I created a quick speed test with both the iPads running the exact same version of iOS. There are slightly more apps on the iPad 3, but this shouldn't make too much of a difference. Getting right into the test, it is apparently clear that the iPad Air 2 is so much faster. Instead of talking over this, I'm going to let you watch it yourself and see how big the difference is. Unsurprisingly, the iPad Air 2 finishes first, with a time of 1 minute and 5 seconds. The iPad 3 takes a much longer time to finish, so instead of waiting, I fast forwarded the clip. In the end, the iPad 3 completed the whole benchmark in 2 minutes and 1 second. It is very clear that the iPad Air 2 absolutely destroys the iPad 3. Even when it comes to loading a level up on a game, the iPad Air 2 is just so much faster. I also did a very quick speaker comparison between the two devices, but they seem to be the same in my opinion, but you can have a listen for yourself. Just note that the audio that you're hearing was recorded from my camera. There is a very slight difference between the two speakers, but it doesn't seem to be that much of a big deal. As always guys, thanks for watching my video, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, as you have no idea how much it helps me out. And if you're interested, you might even like some of my other videos.